Over 70 years ago, a young woman was lying ill in this cottage in Sussex. After weeks in bed, she was suddenly inspired to write, and she wrote almost up until the time she died at the age of 96. Parts of P.L. Travers' life are shrouded in mystery, but one thing is very clear. She created one of the most beloved characters in 20th century literature, Mary Poppins. As well as inspiring 6 best-selling books, her legendary nanny is now the subject of a spectacular new musical playing in London and on Broadway. P.L. Travers always denied she had invented Mary Poppins. She claimed that one day in 1934, when she was convalescing at her home, Pound Cottage in Mayfield, the character just flew in, uninvited and fully formed through the window. It was a lucky day, not just for Travers, but for parents and children all over the world. Travers was born Helen Gough in Queensland, Australia in 1899. The family was well off in those early years. Pamela had her own nurse who carried a parrot head umbrella. When Pamela was 5, circumstances changed for the family and not for the better. She moved to a much smaller town with her father, a bank manager, and her mother, a housewife.
You often find that when people are successful in creating a childhood icon, it is because not so much they love children as they want to recreate a childhood for themselves that they never had.
Pamela Travers and her family came to live here in 1907. Financial support was offered during these rough times by Pamela's great-aunt Helen, whose big heart held the family together. She was warm, yet brusque, known for her sayings like "spit spot" and for carrying a carpet bag. She in fact shared many attributes with Mary Poppins.
You find someone who is quite acerbic, she's quite witty, she's strict but humane.
She's teaching the parents as much as she is the children, in fact more. And it's only when she feels the parents have completely understood that that is their role in life is to look after the children that she goes finally.
By 1939, Mary Poppins' popularity carried her right across the ocean and onto the drawing board of Walt Disney. Walt's brother Roy Disney began negotiating with Travers in 1944. Many years went by before Travers finally released the film rights to Disney in 1961. What followed was a complex and often contentious relationship between Travers and the studio.
She would say no quite often. No, we can't do that. Oh, no, she didn't like what we had done, and she had a lot of changes she wanted to make.
I can easily tell you, well, of course, she disagreed with everything they said. But then I can also tell you that she connected. There's a whole bunch of stuff where you hear her so excited as they build idea on idea on idea.
The Disney film of Mary Poppins was released in 1964, making a star of Julie Andrews. It became one of the most successful films of all time, winning 5 Academy Awards, and all thanks to a practically perfect nanny.
When I met Pamela Travers, she was, you know, a frail old lady with a sort of, you could tell, she had steel down her back. The dialogue in the books is what attracted me. It was sharp, it was witty, and it wasn't like anyone else's writing. And she knew I recognized that.
She liked meeting him. And I was with her just before he came, and I talked with her afterwards. And she was very supportive.
It's quite rare that someone comes up with a character who becomes mythic and eternal. I mean, of course, you could say J.M. Barrie did it with Peter Pan, you know, and there are 1 or 2 others. But I mean, I think Travers is up there with them.
Disney and Cameron Macintosh present Mary Poppins.
Winds in the east, there's a mist coming in, like something is brewing and bad to begin. Can't put my finger on what lies in store, but I feel what's to happen all happened before.
Some minor improvements
sweepie's as lucky can be. Chim chimney, chim chimney, chim chim chiroo.
Good luck will rub off when he shakes hands with you.
Or blow me a kiss,
But
and that's lucky too.
Stepping time, step, 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 stepping time, step, step, step. Never need a reason, never need a rhyme. Never need a reason, never need a rhyme. If you kick your knees up, kick your knees up, kick your knees up, kick your knees up. Step, 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 step. Never need a reason, you step in time.
Can you imagine the joy and the memories that this has brought back for me? Really, it's been an evening of, I've been transported because I've been so delighted to see what everybody has done with this lovely piece, and there's only one word I can think of to sum it up.
Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious, even though the sound of it is something quite atrocious. If you say it loud enough, you'll always sound precocious. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
Let me see if I've got this right. You went
S-U-P-E-R-I-G-I-O-G-I-A-L-I-D-O-C-I-O-U-S. Here we go. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious, even though the sound of it is something quite atrocious. If you say it loud enough, you'll always sound precocious. Supercalifragilistic.
Book your groups today to see the show that will sweep them off their feet. Mary Poppins at London's Prince Edward Theatre.
Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.